All right, so for recording people, we're just going to wait for a few people to get in, and then we'll get going. Time, but something going on. About 30 seconds. Sorry, we got people showing up. Yeah, what's up, Dan? What's happening, guys? Just type in the chat if you're here. It's only showing one person. I know there's at least two. I think this thing gets delayed as far as who it shows in the chat. What's happening? What's happening? Hopefully, can you guys hear me all right? You guys hear me okay? Audio is good? All right. I was outside. It's a nice day. You guys can you hear the waterfall in the back? Is it distracting? Is it all right? I figured I'm outside. It's a nice day. We'll get some Q&A in. So my son's going to be here in like half an hour. His grandparents took him to the Herz factory, like a chip factory. So I figure we can do like a quick 20-minute, 30-minute maybe, depending how long they are, Q&A, whatever you guys want, whether it's life, success, personal stuff, SEO, whatever you want. Fire at me. And I'll try to like schedule some of these like for a specific time. I know some people missed them because it wasn't scheduled. This wasn't planned because I just kind of did it randomly. I finished what I need to do and I have about a half hour left. So I figured I'd take advantage of the good day, be outside, and get questions answered. Looks like we got a lot of people piling in now. Seeing you guys are ready, load up some questions, and I'll get to them. Doing good, thank you. I don't know how to pronounce your name. Is that Polish? Is it Roger? Yeah, so the tool I use on my stats, I'm going to show you. I'm guessing this is what you're talking about. So let me come here. So I'm guessing you're talking about these stats here. This is just the Ahrefs toolbar, which is very, very helpful because having to look at each site individually through Ahrefs is a pain in the ass. This gives you a great overview, especially when it comes to domain authority and page authority, because that's super important. And I was actually just doing some research here for another video I might do, and kind of just like an over-the-shoulder on just for different make money. That term that I showed you guys for make money moved up on mobile for me to number 3. Desktop, it's like it moved up to like number 5. Let's see. Oh, did it fall? Oh, it's back to number 7 now on desktop, but it moved up number 3 on mobile for me, and it was 5 earlier on desktop. So we'll see what happens with it. Oh, Croatia. Awesome. Never been there. Abdul's from Poland, though. Okay. How did we verify all the GMBs when Precision Mole was active? We still have it. We still have some of those active, and we're selling some of the leads. But back then, it was just easier to do. Now it's definitely a lot harder. Now we actually have clients where GMB is so important that they'll actually rent offices for like 3 months, and they'll get their GMB verified through the rental office. Then they'll get rid of the rental just to get a GMB. But I mean, I got GMBs from so long ago. I don't know if it's still ranked. Let's go to like Delaware bail bonds. I know you remember that way back. I got this rank in like 2014, 2015. I don't know if that site's still in there or not. Well, here's the actual. So here's the organic site ranking, freedelaware.org. I'm still ranking number 5 for Delaware bail bonds. We were in the maps for a long time, and this is just like a test site that I did through like an old school style. So we're like number 7, probably because I haven't gotten reviews lately. I only have 7 reviews. These top guys have 66, 37, 23. So I would have to get more reviews to push that up. But again, I don't, this is just a test site. But it's still in the maps. It's still like available to rank. Really, all I have to do to push this up would be get more reviews. And you can see what's up here. These guys ranking have more reviews, and that's just what it is. And I actually currently I'm working on another video for maps ranking stuff where I'm doing more data analysis, and I'll show you guys the data in the video just to give you guys more data. If you have an age domain, 7 years, how long does it take for new content targeting 0 KD keywords to rank? So when it comes to age domains, it's not necessarily about like the age of the domain. It's more about like the power and then the links, in my opinion. Because you can have like a 10-year-old site, 20-year-old site, let's say. If it's 20 years old and there's no links going to it, it's not going to help you. Like that age doesn't necessarily help. Maybe a little bit, like a very little bit. But what's really helping you is the links and then the age of those links. But I mean, again, so if you have an age domain, let's say it's 10 years old and it has a decent amount of power. So you're saying like 50 referring domains. It depends on the niche. It depends on who else is ranking. So if you see all similar sites with the similar metrics, you can probably rank there pretty quick. Or if you see weaker sites than yours ranking, you can rank quick for sure. If you see more competitive sites, it's going to take you a while probably. You're going to need to get the content out. You're going to need to boost the page authority by doing links and all that. So that's really, it depends question. Yeah, A-Trust, Dan, yep. I got this notice on my GMB. Your edit is taking a little longer to review. It may take up to 3 days to be published. I haven't seen that. And I also don't personally work on our GMBs, like inside them. I usually have like team members do that. So that's not something I would personally see. I would do a vacation to Croatia. I don't even know where Croatia is on the map. I got to look it up now. I know general area, but I don't know exactly where it is. Okay. You're over by Hungary. Germany. All right. I'm part German. That would make sense. Slovenia. Now, is my white ass safe to travel to Croatia? I don't know if I'd want to travel to Serbia, and you're pretty close to there. I don't know politics very well, but traveling in some of these countries scares me a little bit. I know, some white people or U.S. citizens aren't really are kind of would be a danger in some of these areas. But I'm not up to date with where and what. So if we don't own the GMB once you get theirs ranked, do you use contracts so they can't quit right away after you do all the work? No, but the review guy I use, he can make anything happen, right? So he can take reviews down. He can change reviews. So, we have pretty good control. And our local clients stay with us because they rank and it's worth it for them, right? Like they're getting a lot of business from my agency. So typically we don't have local people leave us. And if they do, it's because like they sold a business or they have too much business, which in that case, it doesn't happen often. Someone leaves because of that. We're just like, whatever, we're not going to mess up someone who is a good customer. But if it's a case where it's a customer where maybe they're a pain in the ass or they're just a complete dickhead, in that case, we may start leaving them a whole bunch of bad reviews and taking down the good ones and things like that. It depends. Typically, we wouldn't do that, but if it was someone that was like a real asshole, it's a possibility. Like we could do it if we wanted. We could just tell our review guy, look, this is what we want, and he could do it. Will you do a complete off-page SEO guide? Tell me what you're looking. I'll make videos on whatever you guys want. Links or domain authority are more important. Well, I mean, domain authority is kind of links, and domain authority is kind of just like a third-party metric for how powerful the site is. So just because something has high domain authority doesn't mean it's powerful. Doesn't mean it's a good site. Now, there's plenty of high domain authority sites out there that's pure spam. It's just boosted up through spam. So just because you have high domain authority doesn't mean it's a good site, right? So you can't really compare the two. It's kind of apples and oranges. When it comes down to it, it's all about the links. It's all about the links behind it. I would rather have a DA 40 site with great links rather than a DA 80 site with horrible links, if that answers your question. When it comes down to it, the DA is just an initial metric, right? You use to filter in a way. Like, for example, when you're looking for age domains, you would use domain authority to filter through sites that meet your criteria, but then you have to go make sure that the links back up the domain authority. Because if they don't, domain authority means nothing. No, I don't really do rank and rent. What's happening, James? What's going on? All right, say don't be afraid of Serbia. So I don't know the world politics too well. I just don't pay attention. I feel like it's depressing, so I don't really pay much attention to it. Simple answer is SEO dead? No, absolutely not. I still make a lot of money with SEO. In a way, it's gotten easier. In a way, it's gotten harder. Right. So back in the day, SEO was simple. Like, you're talking back 2012. Oh my God. If I go back 2012, I could rank for Make Money Online. Like, if you transported me back to 2012 right now, I could rank for Make Money Online within a week on the first page, probably number one. But now that's not going to happen. You got to have, for a term like that, you got to have high authority, a lot of time, takes a lot longer. So the first thing they did, the first big change they made with SEO was cutting down the anchor text percentages, right? You used to be able to just have tons of exact match anchor text. You would rank just by throwing shitty links with exact match anchor text, and you would rank number one. I used to do profile links back like 2012, just tons of thousands of profile links just on profile sites. 90% exact match anchor text, and I would rank whatever I wanted for within like a week. The first thing they did was they cut down the anchor text percentages. So they cut that back down to like, we could get away with like 60, and over the years, they cut down and down to more natural. Eventually, they also cut down on quality, right? So they started determining quality links more. So then not only could you not have high anchor text percentages, but you also had to have more quality links. Then they started cutting down on the time domains, right? So you couldn't rank in a week anymore on a newer site, or even a high domain authority site within a week these days is hard, depending on what term it is, if it's a harder term. So they cut down the domain. Those are the big changes they made with SEO over the years. They cut down on anchor text percentages. They cut down on link quality, or they figured it out. They figured out relevance, where they start reading the metadata of the links pointing to you. And then also just the time frames, which is what makes probably the biggest one, because that's what makes it harder to analyze for most people. Because people will run a test, right? And they'll do all this stuff over a year, and then they'll run a test for 3 months. But what they don't understand is everything they did for that past year is still going to affect the test, because SEO takes so long to kick in. Like, a link can take a year to fully kick in, if not longer sometimes. So they could be building links in the whole first year, do a test in 3 months, 12 to 15 months in, thinking that their test results move something up or down, when really it was something that was done before. So that's part of what makes SEO so hard now, is people give a lot of false information because they run tests, but the tests aren't done correctly, because you can't do it with certain things in place. It has to be like a site that has had nothing done to it for a while, and then you test specifically after not doing anything or starting fresh, then you run your test. And that is how you get real SEO data, or it's going to be altered data. Like how to rank for real estate query. Yeah, so I'm going to be honest with you. Ranking for real estate stuff is really hard. It's really hard. That's one of the niches where when people come to me, I'm like, I don't know if that's worth it. I mean, you can definitely rank for like long tail stuff, and you got to really dig. If you're talking like the bigger keywords like city real estate in the organic sections, most of the time it's not going to be worth it, just to be honest with you. If you have multiple domains in one Search Console account, yes, absolutely. It can affect the other sites. I've had this happen, and I never, ever put more than one site in Search Console. I don't even use Search Console that much, and that's one of the reasons why. We had clients, and there was something that happened where we had a whole bunch of sites in one Search Console. It was like 7 sites, and the one site, something happened, and literally there was something that happened where we had a whole bunch of sites in one Search Console. It was like 7 sites, and the one site, something happened, and literally within a week, all other 6 sites got axed. But all of our other sites were fine. So it's just this one Search Console, and this has happened multiple times. So I'd never put more than one site in Search Console together. A lot of people do it successfully, but the problem is they can associate the one site with the others. I know personally that's through data. So you have to be very careful if you're going to be doing that. VPN SEO is hard. You are correct. That is a tough niche. You evaluate keyword difficulty by looking at what's ranking on the first page, and it comes down to not just how many links they have in authority, but also relevance, right? So, for example, let me just show you. Now, if we go back and we search for make money, right? And you do this search, well, make money, number one is Google, 3.2 million referring domains with 90. Number 2 is Forbes, 1.4 million with 24. NerdWallet, 146,000 with 1,800 going to the page. 5.9 million with 254 page. So as you can see, like this is extremely competitive. But what's interesting is you scroll down to number 7. All of them look like that besides number 7. You scroll down to number 7, you have 308 referring domains. How did they do that? Well, they got the exact keyword in the domain name, right? The exact keyword is the domain name, makemoney.tech. Their exact title, make money. So keywords and domain also play a large part of the analysis. If you see keywords in domains that are ranking, know that they need a lot less referring domains to rank, as you can see in this case right here, right? Same thing, I'm probably going to do a video on this exact topic, but if we go search for earn money, we're going to see something similar in terms of authority, but if there's any sites ranking on page 1 that have earn money in them or earn or anything like that, they're going to be allowed to have much less referring domains. You got to be aware of that. So ClickWorker, 7,100, 1,800 to the page. Forbes, huge. Google, huge. Apple, huge. NerdWallet, huge. Google, huge. MailChimp, huge. Indeed, huge. So here we got all huge sites that are ranking. We got no EMDs. Now, at the top of page 2, and this site was actually page 1 a few days ago, you see 1,300 referring domains, 364, this is actually the same page. So 1,300 referring domains going to the home page. The home page is ranking. How are they able to rank with so many less links going to the home page? Well, they have earn in their domain name. So what that means is a lot of the links they get also probably have earn in them. Earn money, earn cash, earn this, earn that. So Google translates that, and they get a lot of points for earn. I always tell people the biggest on-page signal you can get, or the biggest on-page factor, is a keyword in domain. It starts as a small factor, right? It starts like this, but each time you get a link, it does this, and it expands and expands and expands, because links are votes of confidence. If you have 1,300 different domains out there, 1,300 different websites, all pointing to your site saying, we like this site, well, the more that happens, the more credit you're going to get for whatever's in your domain name, because that's obviously what your domain is about. So that's why keyword and domain is so important, and that's one of the reasons that you have to really pay attention to what's on the first page in terms of keyword and domain. You'll see that with any search you do. The more broad the domain is, the more authority they're going to have to rank on page 1. The less broad it is, the more exact it is to the keyword you're searching for, the less links they're going to need to rank. As you see with the Make Money example, it's the same thing. When I go to register a new domain, I can usually find a better EMD or PMD than if I try to buy an age domain. I can usually find the keyword in the domain, but the new EMD, PMD is closer to the keyword. Yeah, that's true, but when you register a brand new domain, you're starting from scratch, right? So you have no anything attached to that domain. So there's nothing there. So you have to spend a lot of money to build up that domain, and then you have the time of needing the links to age and the trust to happen. So yeah, it's cool being able to pick whatever domain name you want for an EMD or PMD, but you're starting with nothing. Rather than age domain, you're starting with, like, some of my age domains, I might pay $2,000 for them, but I'm getting like $1 million worth of links. Whereas if I went and bought these links, they would cost me like $1 million, and it would take me like hundreds, if not thousands of hours of my time. Thank you, Dale. Appreciate that. Oh, there's a huge advantage to age domains. Yeah. Yeah, affiliate SEO is still very possible. And I'll be doing tons of videos for you guys to help you with the success of with affiliate SEO. There's some stuff I haven't shown yet that I'll do videos on. But I'm also going to keep covering the same things over and over, like a lot of the same things with different angles, because that's how people really grasp it, right? Like, You'll notice me saying the same things over and over as I do more and more videos, but that's how you start picking up on what the important things are, because you hear a lot of things with SEO and you don't know where to concentrate because you hear so many different things. But the idea is, if I keep telling you the same thing, even if I tell you in little different ways, you're going to eventually pick up on what's really important if you keep watching, and you're going to implement what you keep hearing. So if you keep watching the channel, just know that that's one of the ways I go about teaching, is I hit the same kind of principles over and over and over again, but I hit them in different angles because I know that's how people end up implementing, right? If they keep hearing the same thing over and over. But I will touch on those a lot. What does SEO teach us about life? Patience, I suppose. Where can we get a course to learn all you know? I don't even know if they're selling a course right now or not. So how it works, like, I got business partners, and I just do this because I enjoy it. They will set up stuff on the back end if they want to. I just kind of do these videos because I like them. So I don't even know if we have a course right now that's available. I'll ask them, and I can always put it up if you guys want to check it out. Let's see. How do I check that I can use a domain? So you're saying, how can you? So you can do like a trademark check. So if you go to Google and you do like trademark search, you can make sure that whatever site you're getting doesn't have a trademark with it if you're scared of that. So you can check that out there. How to control low quality backlinks sites linking to your website. I mean, you can't really, but at the same time, usually by the time that people try to like negative SEO you and they send low quality links to your site, usually by that time you're in a position where they're not going to hurt you. If you get someone who's really good, they might hit you with negative SEO, but you got to be really good these days to know what you're doing to hit someone with negative SEO. Google's pretty good at determining that these days. So think about it like this. Like, if I have a website and it has no links going to it, it's not ranking anywhere. If I start getting a bunch of like shitty links to a site like that, it's going to tank the site. The way Google looks at that is, who would negative SEO a site that's not ranking anywhere with no authority? No one. Right? No one's going to spend the time to do that because you're not threatening anyone when you're a low authority site that's not ranking anywhere. As you build your authority, you start ranking all over the place. Google considers that as well. As you get more authoritative and rank for more keywords, you're more open to negative SEO. Google takes that into consideration, and they give a lot more leeway to people in those situations because of that's what happens. But if you send those same links to an authoritative site that's ranking to a brand new site with no links, that brand new site is done. Like you might as well throw it away and get a new domain. Because again, it goes off the principle of no one is going to negative SEO a site that's not ranking anywhere. So it's likely the site owner in almost all cases. Google hasn't added my website to their search results yet. I submitted it 5 days ago. You can use indexmenow.com. It's a quick way to get indexed. Yeah, James, definitely wary of Google Search Console. I agree. Let's see. So your 2K domains will at least have the keyword in the domain, but it's not. It doesn't necessarily have to have the keyword in the domain when you're talking about age domains. It's more, I like to have them topically relevant in most cases. Now, sometimes I'll buy sites that are so powerful that they'll even rank for stuff that's not within the same niche. But so it depends. But I try to be, like when I'm buying age domains, I try to have it at least in the category, right? So for example, if I'm doing like the gold IRA niche, which is one of my niches, or like precious metals, I want to try to have at least a site that's in the finance niche, or at least it's about money, or it's somewhere in that stratosphere. But I have had sites that are totally irrelevant to that I've tested on precious metals that rank pretty well. But I'll tell you, like the more close you are to being relevant as far as like what the site was about previously, the better chance you have of doing well. Now, if you find a really powerful site that has like a keyword in your niche in it, that's a huge plus, obviously, because that's going to do a lot for you. Does schema markup improve rankings? I can't give you a definitive answer on that because I don't use schema a ton. And I've never ran tests where it's like non-schema versus schema. So I can... I can't speak on it. I can't talk crap about it. I can't talk good about it because I don't typically use it. All I can tell you is that I do very well without it, but it doesn't mean it doesn't work. And potentially, if I used it, I could rank even better than I do. So I can't really comment on schema just because I don't have the data for it. There's some people who swear by it. So. Whatever happened to Cotton? I've heard about Cotton. He still hangs around some people I know. He's still around in some shape or form, but I haven't talked to him in a while. Best way to check its health. Okay, if you're buying age domains, what's the best way to check its health or history? Yes, I'll check in the Wayback Machine. I could actually do a video. That's a good video to make, is health history of age domains. But generally, I check in the Wayback Machine. And I like to see like one ownership, and then the drop off is because the site went down, and then there's nothing. What I don't like to see is like a big block in the Wayback Machine, and then a blank, and then a new block with a new site that went up, and then another blank where it went down again. What that means is generally someone picked up the site before me, tried something with it, didn't work, then they put it back, it went back to auction. So the chances of a site like that being really good are low. Now, that person, of course, could just not know what they're doing and could have failed at what they were doing. But generally, like really good sites, it's not hard to make them work. Have you ever tested Bing traffic to see if it converts better? It seems to convert better for sure in some niches. But again, I also don't have enough training or testing data for that to say for sure. But it does seem to convert better in some niches. What's up, Octavian? I remember your name. Yeah, I remember you. If you're getting a good domain from auctions, how would you revive the site? Do you 301? No, I don't 301 anything anymore. That's another video I can do is how to put up an age domain. You don't have to do any type of 301s though, or anything like that. You don't even have to build old pages. You can do 301s, and I play with it. I'll do a video on it because that's a pretty in-depth topic, and I think my son's getting ready to pull up here. All right, looks like that's pretty much the end of questions. I gotta get ready to roll. I think my son's pulling up now with his grandparents, but I'll try to schedule these here and there. Maybe every couple of weeks we'll do one. I just got some time today where I finished some stuff. And I'll guys have a good day. If video, make sure you put them in the comments, right? Like any video I do, just put a request in the comments. I always read them, even if I don't get back. I'm always reading them. Sometimes it's hard to get back to all the comments because I have so much stuff going on, but I'm always reading them. And your guys' comments is definitely something that helps me keep going. And I read every comment. So if you have a video you want me to do something on, I have a file that I put all the videos ideas in, and I'll eventually get to it. So just make sure you put out your video topic ideas in the comments of any videos I do. All right, so we'll have a video dropping tomorrow. I believe it's about parasite SEO is the one tomorrow. All right, guys, hope you guys enjoyed this. Talk to you soon.